period in a cramped position like Sarbanes-Oxley. We could have made a given the interesting days. One positive thing is that the magistrate, chief magistrate, realized that this was going to be a huge case and changed her position from trying to limit the trial to accepting that it might take 4 to 5 weeks. That marks a shift, and this was because the defense counsel, Mr. McDonald, came up and said we have a lot of witnesses, at least 120 witnesses, masses of evidence to go through, and she effectively accepted that. So it is going to be a 4 to 5 weeks trial, and that is positive. The negative side is this, that seeing Julian for the first time since I last saw him before he was taken into prison, just before he was moved to prison, is a sad sign. He seems listless, he's not looking good, resigned, and for someone who is very invigorating and a fighter, it's a sad sight to see. And the point really has to be made that Julian shouldn't be in prison.
Yeah. Yes.
And even if they were going to lock him up, which is wrong on every ground, moral ground, legal grounds, he should have been in an open prison, allowed access to friends, family, journalists, which they sometimes omit, and certainly to his lawyers, limiting access to his legal team is just unacceptable. The other positive is that as this case goes on, we now have a growing number of people, including newspapers which had been cautious till now. Both the New York Times and the Guardian have written editorials saying that essentially this is a case of freedom of expression and the right of journalists to publish their findings, and this whole absurd charge linking Julian to intelligence agencies or the Russians, or implying that he's a spy, has no leg to stand on. And were it simply the Guardian and the New York Times, we would be pleased, but the Daily Mail, a paper off the right, has also now come up with an argument in defense of Julian. So I think it's crucial that pressure is carried on, that people carry on campaigning for Julian, and we should see, because if it's deemed to be a political case, there is no case for extradition, technically and legally. And anyone who reads the newspapers or hears Trump or government officials speaking can deny that this is actually political victimization of a journalist for exposing war crimes, which are still being committed in some countries. So it's a tiny, small step forward that we will now have a proper legal case.
We have most of the international human rights community talking against the extradition if it is of a political nature, and the press community. Have you experienced anything like this, that there's complete silence, also from Nils Melton's report about the psychological torture, arbitrary detention that Julian is suffering at the moment? There has been no response, meaningful response from both government and the Home Office.
Well, it is very positive that the German embassy was present in the court on the instructions of its government, that a number of European countries are extremely concerned at the ramifications of this case, and slowly pressure is mounting. But I would strongly urge Amnesty International to make Julian a prisoner of conscience. I mean, it is quite shocking to me that Amnesty International hasn't taken up this case. It's an obvious case of political victimization, and they are not bound by any legalities. They can see what's going on. And we hope also that increasingly, organizations that favor freedom of information, freedom of the press, legal rights, the right to free expression, the First Amendment in the Constitution of the United States, which the attempt to extradite Julian defies, come to their senses and see what's going on. I mean, I don't want to mix two cases up, but Trump should be aware that he is being impeached himself at the moment, and he complains bitterly about that. But the impeachment of Julian Assange in a tiny magistrates court is utterly appalling.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Thank you.